Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? Here to talk about Supergirl, tonight's episode, uh, entitled Livewire. We get to see Britt Morgan debut as Livewire. This was the first live, I believe, the first live action adaptation of the character. Uh, but first off, let me get one thing out of the way. This episode was actually supposed to be the fifth episode. There was an episode that was supposed to come before this, but it was too tied to the events that happened in Paris that CBS kind of scrapped it, but they will say it will air again. This kind of reminds me of the episode of Friends, where there was an episode where that was supposed to be done like somewhere during the bombings of the World Trade Center bombings that they scrapped. But yeah, this is supposed to be really the fifth episode. But how did I enjoy this episode? I liked it, but I felt like it could have been so much more. But this episode was more like the Thanksgiving episode, but more also because there was a lot of mama drama in this episode. A lot. Pretty much between Dr. Danvers. It was good. It's always good to see Helen Slater. It is always good to see the original Supergirl. No matter where she is, and it's always good to see her. She's her recurring role as the mother to Alex and the foster mother to Kara. And she comes into town and she's pretty much looks all happy and, just embracing her girls and everything like that. But then we got to see that she's hiding a lot of stuff in terms of her disapproval of Kara, also her very strong, pretty much opinions on Alex. Alex is supposed to protect her. She was supposed to kind of wean Kara out of being Supergirl and things like that. And Alex kind of has a good defense, like, Kara's a grown woman. She's going to do it anyway, and things like that. And of course, Alex is keeping something from her mother because her mother thinks that she's a scientist and a doctor just like her. We also get to see, we get to see Britt Morgan as Leslie Willis. And she is playing a shock jockey as she was when she debuted in Superman the Animated Series. And this is where it really started to feel just like the Superman the Animated Series episode when she debuted. She's bad-mouthing Supergirl. She's going all in. If this was on another network, it would have probably been even more harsher. But she's going all in terms of, like, not just, Supergirl, how she looks. She's going in on Supergirl sexuality. Has she ever literally had sex? It was like, Jesus. And Cat Grant is like, stay away from, basically like, look, I don't want you foul-mouthing Supergirl. So it's almost like Kat is being very protective of Supergirl in this. And, her defense is more like, I named her, I did this and everything like that. And in a sense, Leslie has a point, because Leslie calls her like, you're a hypocrite. And so Kat, being her bitchy self, basically says, okay, you're not going to be doing disc jockey anymore. We're going to have you as a weather girl. You're going to be the highest paid weather traffic reporter ever. And, and we get to see what goes on from there. And the drama, the mama drama continues with the Danvers family, even at dinner. And it looks like, once again, you can tell that Dr. Danvers is hiding. She's not really approving of Kara being Supergirl, even when she tells, your oven is a little messed up. Could you and Kara just used her heat vision to cook the turkey a little better. And it got a little bit really crazy from there. But when Supergirl does save Leslie from the chopper that she was in, gets out of control, and pretty much Supergirl saves her, Kara saves her, and when she reaches out for her, just similar to the animated series of Superman, where bolt of lightning goes through Superman, Leslie's in the vicinity, she gets struck, she gains her powers. Clearly the same thing. It was just like deja vu all over again. Wasn't bad, but it was just like, okay. And Leslie's put in kind of a coma. And when we see her, she's got light bluish hair. I was a little disappointed on how she looked. I'm gonna put that out there, guys. I was kind of disappointed. I really thought she was gonna be very pale. I wanted her to look like Livewire. Like, I wanted her to be very pale. I would have taken her hair being maybe a little bit darker blue, a little bit more bluish, not that babyish blue that they had. But Britt Morgan's portrayal of the character is very more edgier and not very more upbeat but dangerous at the same time that the animated series did, and of course the voice of Lori Petty did. So it was a lot different. You can see the differences between them. So when you see Kara in her fight, it was interesting. Kara is able to lay a couple of licks on her, but as you know, she is energy, so she's pure energy. She can teleport and do all this. And, it started to play up more like the Livewire that we all know. How she's defeated, similar to the way pretty much she was defeated in the animated series. That was cool. But the other gist of the subplot of also the story is, of course, was seeing more backstory between the Danvers when Kara was a kid, Alex was a kid, and we get to see more of that play out, which was really good. I really enjoyed that. And we also get to see that the DEO, Hank Hashaw and them, actually paid the Danvers a visit and wanted to take Kara away. And pretty much that's where the bomb was dropped on, when Alex did tell her mother that she works for them. And then her mother, later on, by the end of the episode, she tells, I have heard of the DEO. Your father did not die in a plane crash like they said. The DEO has something to do with his death. And we get to see that their father, played by former Superman himself, Dean Cain, worked for the DEO. And now it makes more sense of why the DEO knows so much about Superman. That was always the big question for me, is like, how do they know so much about Superman? Now we get to know. Now it's kind of given in this episode. So now it's more of Alex and Kara really like, okay, what is the DEO hiding? What's Hank Henshaw hiding? We got to find out now what happened to Alex's father and Kara's foster father. And the plot thickens right there. And that was where I really got more interested as well. Having said that, though, guys, I did enjoy this episode, but I really wish it focused a little bit more on Livewire as well. Because once Kara had her first scrap with her, she was gone about maybe 20. She was gone like halfway through the episode until finally we got to see her again. So it would have been cool to see what she was doing. Maybe she was learning more about her abilities. But like I said, I'm just nitpicking at certain things. I wanted her to look more pale. But besides that, I thought Miss Morgan did a pretty decent job as the character. Her interpretation of the character was cool. I really just the nitpicks just come from what I thought was going to be more of. But other than that, it was fine. I was cool with the episode. other than that, I have nothing more to say, guys. It was a good episode. The mama drama was there. Like I said, it's always good to see Helen Slater. It was good to see Dean Cain. It was really interesting now the twist of the DEO knowing about their father. Now it's getting intense. So there's now this new subplot that's going on, and with the main plot of the first season going on as well. So this was it felt like a Peter David like dun 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 moment. Like Peter David's always good at the shock value, those cliffhanger endings. This kind of left you with like a cliffhanger, like, oh, okay, what's gonna happen now? But I hope we do see Britt Morgan again as Livewire. I would assume that we're gonna see her again. But other than that, it was good, guys. This is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. As always, I will see you guys next week with another thought recap review of Supergirl. And you guys take care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.